Matt, you've brought me up to Hilltop. What a magnificent looking building. It really is, and surrounded by these really tall rudbeckias looking really stunning.
Yeah.
The RHS have raised a phenomenal amount of money to get all this work done here at Wisley and at the other RHS gardens.
Yeah.
How did that all sort of come about? Because that's,
it is breathtaking, isn't it? I mean, we have a very, very talented fundraising team, and they had some very, very hearty targets, and they've brought in money from some private donations, from the Heritage Lottery Fund, from other bodies that have supported different elements of the scientific or the education work. And we are really blessed at the RHS to have this real fabulous core group of supporters called our RHS Fellows.
Yeah.
It's our highest level of member, and a lot of those have been so generous towards Wisley. But then our wider membership, we have a herbarium in the science building here, in the Hilltop building, and we had a scheme of sponsoring a herbarium box, and everyone that's supported it has their name on the wall in there. So a lot of people gave several £100, and all these amounts, have added up and have enabled us to do the work that we're looking to do. And of course, it is this very, very striking building, but it is all about the work that happens in the building. And we'll take a peep in there a little bit later on, and I'll tell you about some of the science and education work.
We're just outside the entrance of the Science Centre up here at Hilltop, and I've just got to touch on this wonderful rill that's running through here.
So peaceful and so calming.
And it's ended up being a major attraction, hasn't it, Matt?
Yes, on a warm summer's day, there's lots of children paddling in it, running up and down, having a lovely time. And we never imagined it would be such an appeal. They're having a lovely time, people are having picnics around it, but it's lovely to see people enjoying the garden and really connecting with it.
It's a lovely new addition.
It is.
And it really is. But just looking at this Sephora japonica, which has been renamed. We were just touching on the renaming of plants.
It's now called Stiphnolobium.
Okay, well done, I couldn't say that. And I just wanted to bring your attention to the tree gator, and if you can explain how these work, and then also the ground anchorage system that is holding this tree up, because this hasn't been up long.
That's right. The tree gator bags are a really useful way of keeping a tree irrigated and watered. So you can imagine with a tree like this, there's a big root ball there. The real priority is getting the water down into the root ball. So if you stand there with a slow hose for about 15 minutes, fine, it will do the same job. But a little bit quicker and a bit more efficient is to fill this bag up with water. It zips around the tree trunk, so it's not going to go anywhere. It holds quite a lot of water in that, and then it's got very fine perforations in the base of it. So over several days, almost a week, it slowly seeps water into the tree root ball. So it's a really, really good way of making sure your new trees don't dry out.
And these haven't been around for that many years, have they?
No, we've been using them here for I think maybe 2-3 years, but you can tell there's so many visitors always looking at them and reading the labels on them that people aren't familiar with them. But they are so brilliant, and also if you're planting trees on sloping ground, where it's so difficult to get water down, they're a godsend. And the other thing you've picked up on there is the ground anchor system. And it saves having a big ugly staking system, something above the ground. And it's ratcheted tight, and then it basically is holding the root ball in place, and that's anchored to the hole. So as the tree gets older and it's not needed, we slacken it off. I don't think it's really needed now. You can see it's been slackened off. And then eventually we just cut that away, and the original system just, it eventually just starts to decay and rot away, and the tree grows away normally. And the other thing I like about them is if you've sometimes got an old, more fashioned stake, supporting it up here, you restrict some movement. And of course, you want the tree to flex, because that's going to help the roots settle, it's going to help the stem thicken, but you don't want the root ball moving in the ground, as you know. So it's a really good way to achieve that.
Brilliant. Thank you for that.